Good morning, dear students. Today we shall discuss about our first poem, that is happiness. Okay. So first of all, can anybody tell me what is happiness and where can you find happiness? So happiness is found in ourselves. It is not found anywhere. So here poet is trying to find where the happiness, where can he find the happiness. So happiness, it is written by Carl Sandburg. Let us see the objectives first. What are the objectives of this one? To help the learners understand the true meaning of the much talked about but the less understood emotion, happiness. So what is the objective here? Here he wants to know about happiness. To help the learners understand what is the meaning of happiness, what is the true meaning of happiness, which is much talked. They talk more about happiness, but they understand less about the happiness. To prove to the learners that living and experience matter a lot. Here, living and experience matter a lot. What is living and what is experience? There is a lot of difference between these two. And to tell them the values of examples as against precepts. To tell them the value of examples. Okay, here these are three objectives that Carl Sandburg wants to tell about happiness in his poem. Right, next, about the poet. We'll see about the poet. Carl August Sandburg, his period of living is 1878 to 1967, is a famous American poet, winner of 3 Pulitzer Prizes. Sandburg is popular for his biography of Abraham Lincoln. So he is a famous American poet. He belongs to America. And he won 3 Pulitzer Prizes. So Pulitzer Prize is given to the writers or poets who write the poems or the books or novels. And Sandburg is popular for his biography of Abraham Lincoln. He has written the biography of Abraham Lincoln. By that he became very popular. Sandburg was an excellent student, but he had to leave school early to earn a livelihood. So he was a very excellent, intelligent student. Because of his some family problems, he left the school early. And he worked as a paper boy, delivered milk, assisted in barber shops, washed dishes and painted houses. So he worked as a paper boy, as a milk delivery boy, and assisted in barber shop, and also he washed dishes, and also he painted the houses. He did so many works. He took up journalism and produced quite a few poems. So he is working as well as he studied. Both at a time he did. He took up journalism. He was much interested in journalism and he produced some few poems. Now we'll see about the poem. This seemingly simple poem asks a pertinent question and answers it wisely. Composed in free verse, the most read like an anecdote. It establishes that experience matters more than education. It also shows that man is more comfortable in the lap of nature. So what he is telling, it is a very pertinent question and answer. It is a simple poem that asked mainly about question and answer. What is that one? About what is life is. Okay, what is life? Where we can see happiness. And what else he is telling? He is telling that it establishes experience matters more than education. So even though we are much educated, but experience matter a lot. Right? Here experience is more important, the most important when compared to education. Experience in what? Not only education, is life experience. It also shows that man is more comfortable in the lap of nature. So whether you are a very, very educated, highly educated, but where we can find the more happiness, we find happiness mainly in the lap of nature. That is, we enjoy only in the lap of nature. That's what he wants to tell in the poem. So just we look at the poem, what he wants to tell and how the poem is. The poem is a very free verse. Free verse means he is written without any verses. I asked the professor who teaches the meaning of life to tell me what happiness is. So what he is, to whom he asked? I asked a professor who teaches the meaning of life to tell me what happiness is. When he was in studying, he asked his professor, Sir, what is happiness? Where can we find happiness? Professor did not answer. That means he did not get the correct answer. And I went to famous executives who boss the work of thousands of men. So he went to the boss, that is manager, and he also asked there, Sir, where I can find happiness? There also he did not get the answer. They all shook their heads and gave me a smile as though I was trying to fool with them. So all thought they all shook the head in negative, and they gave a smile. Why? That he was trying to fool them. That he is just joking by asking that question, that where can I find happiness? So just they all took like it very light, and they had given just a smile and they went away. And then one Sunday afternoon, I wandered out along the Des Plaines rivers. So one Sunday afternoon, while he was wandering on the bank of the rivers, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the trees with their women and children, and a keg of beer and an accordion. So what he is telling, when I was wandering at the river bank, I saw a crowd of Hungarians, a crowd of some people who were sitting under the tree with their families and enjoying happily with their families, having nice food and everything, dancing, enjoying everything they are doing. So at last he came to know what exactly the happiness is. Where can one find happiness? So where a person can find happiness? With his family, and that also in the lap of the nature. Only in the nature we can find the happiness, not with the money or with anything, food or anything. Only happiness is found in nature. If we save nature, we will be happy. Otherwise, we won't get any happiness. Though we have a lot of money, number of friends or anything, a lot of food, but at last, where can we find happiness? We can find happiness only in the lap of the nature. That's what he learned, he came to know about the happiness, where happiness is found. So this is about the poem, my dear children. So we just go through the glossary. So what is the glossary here? Professor. Professor, what is the meaning of professor? He is a senior teacher in a university. So he works in a university. He is a senior most, and here the professor has more knowledge. Executive means here top level administrators. So in our office, a topmost person is called as an executive. Boss means here order others to work. So they will supervise. Shook head means what here? Move head either way as to say no. So we shook head no here. If we don't know any answer, we'll just shook the head. Move the head. Wandered means here walk around without any particular purpose. So if we don't have any work, just we'll wander here and there, roam here and there. Des Plaines means here a river that flows through southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. So here it belongs to the American region, that is called Des Plaines, that is the bank of the river. Keg means here a container. Container. Accordion means here a portable box-shaped musical instrument. That will say, Bluetooth speaker, all those things. That is called as a accordion. Nicely, the people are enjoying with the family, having fun with the family. That is, they found happiness in the lap of the nature. Right, children? So this is about the first poem, happiness. Where can we find happiness? We can find happiness only in the lap of the nature. Right? This is about today's poem. Thank you everyone.